Hello, this is Zachary from Zachary 3D Prints. As you can see, this is a CTC i3 MK2 3D printer. It's a long name, I know. It's a 3D printer that you can buy on Amazon, on AliExpress or other websites that you can buy a cheap and easy to build 3D printer. Easy to build. I know this term is for this printer not the case, because when I did receive it, I started in the evening with building this DIY 3D printer. Unfortunately, I don't have any video footage of it. It would be hilarious because it took me over the 8 hours to assemble this one. The bed slide, 3D print bed slide, this is the whole assembly. The other parts like this wooden frame, these you should build yourself. That's why the DIY 3D printer. You can also see that I use a lot of tape instead of plastic tire rips. It has a reason for that. With normal tape I can just cut it and leave no marks on it. With tire rips it's more difficult to remove, and it's also a little bit MacGyver way of working. As you can see, I also try to attach an extra fan on it to blow some cool air against my just printed 3D parts. It didn't work out that well because you need some extra programming in your 3D print file. I need to still figure out how that works, but it's a DIY printer. It's probably the first 3D printer most people are going to buy. I don't recommend buying this 3D printer. It has some reasons for that, because like I said, it was taking me like 8 hours to build. You have a YouTube video that is showing you that you can build it in less than half an hour, so that's pretty fast. Well, for me, in my practical experience, it was taking way too long because I'm very precise. I want to see what I'm going to build, and that's going to be okay. This printer doesn't come with a glass plate that you are seeing in the manual, because the manual is talking about multiple kind of 3D printers in the same kind of shape and form, but some printers are included with a glass plate and some clamps to hold the glass plate on its place. I bought this log build 3D build surface. It's an now at this moment it doesn't stick, but when you are going to 3D print plastic, it's sticking much better on the print bed. I had some good results with it, but only, like I mentioned, this is a very cheap 3D printer. So if you started with just simple models to 3D print and start understanding 3D printing, then this is a really good printer for that. I'm going to be too negative about it because I had some issues with this printer. The lead screws were bad, so I had to get in contact with customer service. I got new ones. Also, this stepper motor was bad. I had to contact the customer support again. I got a new one. Also, the print nozzle was not that good because it was leaking, and I got some other issues. I believe to have 3 or 4 times spare parts received from the customer service in China. Thank you for that, great service. That I don't want to say anything negative about. They are doing a great job. This is like I said, this is easy to build. Yeah, easy to build. If you have some experience with 3D printing machines to build, it's no problem. I also don't have any problems with it, but I did take some time to understand what the instructions are saying, because like I said, this is a DIY 3D printer that you have to build yourself. but the manual has some different kind of views, different kind of parts. I was also missing the fan. It's not in the original, it was on the picture, but it doesn't come with it. Also on the manual it was telling that it should be there, but it wasn't. You got with this kit plastic couplings. They work, but you have to be careful because hey, it's not made of iron like the normal metal coupling will do. It's a big cable mess. You have a lot of cables going from the print bed, from some sensors, some switches going to the main board. It's recommended to use quite a lot of tie rips and run the printer a few times before zip tying all the cables, because I had to cut a lot of zip ties before I came with the final assembly. It's still looking a mess because yeah, well, I had to cut it again and reinstall some things. Also the for the hot end, I had to do quite a lot of work on this 3D printer. But hey, what can I tell about this 3D printer? It's costing somewhere between the $80 and $100. It's a great printer to start with, but do you want to have really good prints? I think it's better to spend some more money in buying a printer of $150 or $200. For example, the Ender 3 Pro, I bought it. It's a great printer. It's easy to build. Almost all metal parts of the frame. It's very important to have a metal frame. Wood, it can also work. In some other videos I'm going to try to repair this printer, because as you can see it's dusty. The cable, I didn't use this printer from the time on that I was having the Ender 3 Pro. That being said, that was this review about this CTC Prusa i3 MK2 3D printer. It's a nice one to have, but at the other hand, it's a difficult printer. If you like challenging things, or you want to have some challenge in a weekend project, this is a nice printer to start with. But if you are for the easy go, then buy a printer that is a little bit more expensive. There are some people that doing some crazy things with this DIY printer. I'm also going to join them, because there is a potential in this printer, but the potential is that you have to buy some upgrades, buy some extra new parts, or 3D print new parts. Some use this printer itself, and then you have something like a all printed 3D printer with all parts printed off the same 3D printer or other printers. Most parts you can buy on AliExpress or Amazon or other websites that you can upgrade this printer. So this was my review of the CTC Prusa i3 MK2 3D printer. It's a DIY 3D printer. You can build it yourself. If you are handy, you can go in just 1 or 2 hours building this. But in my case, I took almost 8 hours to build it. It's not that difficult, but if you don't have any good manual, then it can take a longer time. That being said, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe to my channel. I do want to do some special things with this 3D printer, making some new parts, upgrade it a little bit, and maybe I can get some very good quality 3D prints of this printer as well. That being said, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Happy printing, and see you next